Okay. So we were in like, what do you mean by flexbox? Definition. Anyone? Definition? Chandriman, Nandita, Swastika.
ডেফিনেশনটা গুছিয়ে বলতে পারো কিন্তু ওটার ইউজটা পারবো।
I am not asking like what is আমাকে just বোঝা what is flex. Simple definition also works. Guys, we can talk in Hindi cause Nandita Nandita বলছি नित्या recording লাগবে so हिंदी তে বল definition. Flex any definition যেটা তুই जो तुमको लगता है कि तुम्हारे दिमाग में आ रहा है कि हाँ ये फ्लेक्स बॉक्स हो सकता है तुमने जो किया है वही बता दो वही हो सकता है डेफिनेशन हो seriously after learning and doing this everything with flex you are saying you don't know the definition. Dude.
মানে ওটা হচ্ছে কোনো একটা যদি আহ, মানে কিছু একটা বানাতে চাই ছবি বা কার্ড ফার্ড যেটা আছে তার লেআউটটা বানানোর জন্য ফ্লেক্স ইউজ করি।
लेआउट बनाने জন্য flex use
মেনলি ডিজাইন করার জন্য ইউজ করা হয়।
okay somehow you are correct but more if you are like into more flex I'm saying like it is a css property. First of all it's a property, right? Property which is used to make something on website responsive according to the viewport. So if I am doing like this, okay. So guys, can you say what is viewport? I have said this many times. What is viewport?
ভিউপোর্ট মিন্স একটা পেজ কেমন দেখতে, দেখলে দেখালে ভালো হবে, ডিজাইনটা করতে
Mm-hmm.
যেমন ডিজাইন করতে দেখলে করলে ভালো লাগবে দেখতে সেটাকে বলা হয় ভিউপোর্ট।
No, that's not viewport.
হ্যাঁ,
Basically, viewport is like the total thing you can view. जो तुम देख पा रहे हो लाइक अगर मैं बोलूं इस वेबसाइट का व्यू पोर्ट क्या है मेरा व्यू पोर्ट है इतना माउस को देखना बस इतना ही मेरा व्यू पोर्ट है अगर मेरे को रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस चेक करना है तो आई कैन डू अ थिंग लाइक वी कैन गो टू लाइक google.com एंड इसका व्यू पोर्ट चेक करते हैं नाउ इसका व्यू पोर्ट छोटा हो रहा है ऊपर देखना ये वाला देखना व्यू पोर्ट इज कॉल्ड लाइक योर रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस ओके तो व्यू पोर्ट से डिफाइन होता है कि कितना तुम्हारा डेस्कटॉप व्यू होगा कितना मोबाइल व्यू होगा लाइक दैट okay so this can be a like very easier definition for flex and you are what you are saying like layout we can do this but it's optional because I don't think so like flex is a good option to make a layout. So today what we are going to learn is what is grid. Okay, so basically it is a property used to make a layout in a web page or a web page. Here we can give custom layouts to our designs. So when we were like doing our HTML project, we have done like this now. is think like this is a web page, and we want to keep a picture here, and like a description over here and in the bottom. We have built this now. We have built this using table. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, yes.
হ্যাঁ দাদা।
Okay. So for table, it was like we are having two columns and one, two, three maybe. Okay. And we are doing row span and call span like. So with using table, it's a good, not a good option because table has lots of like limitations. For that, grid is being introduced so that there will be no limitations of a like layout to build a layout. So basically, how grid works is grid have two things, row and column, just like your flex box and table. Okay. So with grid, we can do complex, very complex designs. Like if you say we want to build a structure like this, think like this, 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 and if we say this, with grid, we can build this kind of structure very easily. Okay. And our motive is to like know how we can build this. Okay. So with this, can you say like how many rows and columns are here? We can say how many rows and columns can
Three
we say?
rows, three columns.
Three
Three
rows.
rows, three columns.
What? Again?
Three rows, three columns.
कोई और भी बोला था अभी I guess नंदिता को छोड़ के.
How does it? Three rows, three columns.
Okay. So yeah, it's correct. Three rows and three columns. And we will learn in the next class how to build this design. Today we are just going to see a basic structure. Okay, how we can do with grades. So let's go and do a thing. Wrap. So, okay. So let's create a file CSS day 09. Let's HTML style dot CSS. So today, what we are going to build is we are going to build a normal uh, keyboard pad. Okay, like number pad. If you know like how number pads are, we can just build like this. We are just going to build this. Clear. Like we will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this will be 9. We are just going to build this. Okay. So for here, we can just take this. Great. Is it visible to you? I need to.
হ্যাঁ দাদা, easily.
Okay. So link CSS. CSS is being linked, and let's do a main and a div for class. You can do it. And in this child, if you think each of this, each of this can be a div. Am I right or wrong? Like
Right.
guess this, each of this will be a div, or we can do anything.
Be good.
Div, right? Good. So we can do like div dot, we can just give grade child into 6, get we can div grade parent. Okay, now we can just give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, wait, it will be 7, 8, and so our our main thing is done. Our HTML is done, and now for CSS, we just going to copy the class names. We can just do the same. Okay, and before that, we can just go and write
হ্যাঁ দাদা
margin 0, padding 0. Okay, so up to this, up to your HTML, is there any question why we are building this?
না দাদা এটা তো নর্মালি হলো
না
এটা তো টেবিল করেও করা যেত না?
এইটা টেবিल করে করা যেত, বাট मैंने बोला क्या था तुम लोग को, like this is a basic structure that can be do with both, like with also you can say like table, HTML table, but for CSS, what our main problem was with table, we can't build much more complex structures. Okay, so with grid we are having a good option to like make our web page looks more gooder, like impressive ones. Simple, in simple words, HTML has a limitation of designing the layout. Also, it's not responsive. This is a big factor. Okay, it's a big factor because if our website is not responsive, so we can't say like it's a good website. Okay, and with CSS we are having more flexibility, flexibility of designing the layout. Also, it will be a responsive, in simpler words. Okay, now you can understand, right?
হ্যাঁ দাদা। Hello?
Okay, yeah, just 1 second. Okay, okay, now just let me start this server and let me just do the prettier one. So now you can see it's coming like this. Okay. And now we are going to give it a height of like how much you want to give. That is a major question actually.
পেজটা স্প্লিট করে দুটোকে একসাথে লেখো না, তাহলে দেখতে বোঝা হবে দেখতে।
Being honest, we can do that. Okay, now it's clear. Now it's good, I guess.
হ্যাঁ,
Okay, nice. Then fine. So let's go one by one. For this, we have given like this. Okay. And to make this in the center, we can do this simple thing. Dot. Uh, we can just go ahead. I just want to make this in center. Okay. Nothing else. We can do display flex and justify content center, align item center, and then simply then in the main we can give like dot main. These are the like basic thing that we were doing for lots of days. We are giving a padding of 20 pixels and border radius of like maybe 10 pixels. Hopefully. Yeah. So there is a little error. कुछ हुआ है क्या ये एरर क्यों दिखा रहा है
পেজটা রিফ্রেশ করো।
हाँ wait just wait. Hmm? For is we support support um okay fine this is giving error. Oh actually we can do in body actually, that's why it's giving error. Just center align items now. Okay fine, now it's good I guess. Okay, so our basic thing is done and now we are going to do this thing. So what was that? What was our, this is our parent one. Okay, dot grid parent. Now we are going to give a display of grid. So what we are giving for flex was we are giving display equals to flex. For grid same we are going to give a display equals to grid. Then for everything, for each and everything we have a template. So what do you mean by template? Anyone can just say what do you mean by template so that it will be easier for you only.
ডিসপ্লে
দেখে যেটা বুঝতে পারে যে এই জিনিসটা কি।
Okay, so basically what do you mean by template is, one second. One second. Okay, so basically what do you mean by template is a structure behind each of your designs. Like if you say this is my template, this is your design, so behind your design there must be a template. Okay, everyone says like do this in a template, do this PPT in your own template like that. For this, to make this grid, we need to give a template property. So here is a grid template columns. In that, we are going to give a repeat. What do you mean by repeat is a simple like function, or you can say like default functionality to create each of this. And what is 3 and 1 FR? Let's find it out in documentation. Let's go to grid MDL and let's check. What? What? Hey? Okay, finally. Here is the thing. Template columns. Okay. So you can see here, grid template columns equals to 60 by 60. What is 60/60? Okay, let's find it. Mm, okay, here this thing. So you can see here is two divs with A and B, and he is doing a grid and a width of 100 pixel, 100% means this total width, and he is using grid template columns 50 pixels 1 FR. Okay, what is 50 pixel and 1 FR is 50 pixels is given to the first div and 1 FR is given to the second div. Is it clear? Like
এফআর এর ফুল ফর্মটা কি?
FR is a like
ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি।
না, FR হচ্ছে FR is a unit. FR is a unit in CSS. Okay.
না পিক্সেলে যখন পিএক্স লেখা হয়েছে এরকম এফআরটা কিসের?
FR fractions.
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
ঠিক আছে? Okay. Nice. So template column বলছে first column 50 pixels, second column will be 1 FR. মানে means one fraction. It will take the full width. Simple. After 50 pixel, it will take the full width. And if we have done like, let's just go here and let's just play with this. And if we are giving one effort to this also, now see this both are divided into equal parts. Okay, now let's come back to our grid. And here, why I am writing repeat is I want to give three columns with each of them with a equal length. Now you can see, if you can see, now it's getting into like good,
হ্যাঁ দাদা,
it's coming in a good way, right? Proper way, proper manner.
এটা একটা স্পেস দিয়ে দিলে আরো ভালো লাগবে।
Are that we will give in child na, আমি জাস্ট এটাকে গ্রিডে নিয়ে আসছি, বাট গ্রিডের চাইল্ডের ফাংশনালিটিস গুলো আমরা চাইল্ডে দেবো, রাইট? And now, as you said, gap. So there is a gap when we can say like 10 pixels, or you can say 20 pixels, up to you. Now it's
এবার
looking
ঠিক
good.
আছে।
Now it's looking nice. And then we have grid child. Okay. Now for the grid child, we can give a background color, custom background color of like this. Oh, sorry. Okay, nice. Oh, nice. Type to basic reaction. Like let's give like this. Or let's not give this now. We'll give later. Then we can give a font size. Font size কত দেবো? 1.5 rem maybe.
হ্যাঁ
Okay. You guys remember now what is rem? Guys, you remember what is rem? What is rem?
বলবো
বল।
রুটিএম মনে হচ্ছে ভুলে গেছি
What is rem? Why?
রুটিএম
Just give me why we using rem here.
ফন্ট সাইজটার জন্য ইউজ করা হয়
To make it responsive over each viewport or say each desktop or resolution.
হ্যাঁ
Yeah. Now we can write display flex to make each of this like to make each of this div in the center, the text, and we can like justify content center, align item center. Okay, nice. Now we can give it a height of just think 60 pixels, 60 pixels maybe. Yeah, so basically now it's coming in good option size. Yeah, you can let's give it 80 pixels. Okay, nice. And width of like 80 pixels to make it square. Nice. And also let's give it a background color now. First background color of like aqua. Yeah. And border of 2 pixels or 1 pixels, solid black. Yes, now it's looking very nicer. Now border radius so that we can give a curve to this, or like 10 pixels or 20 pixels. Okay, now you can say it's looking very nice. Okay, so today I am going to give a nice new thing to you. I have told you to like go through that. Let's give it a cursor to pointer. So what is this? क्यों किसी को आता है ये क्या है actually?
ডিফারেন্স তো নেই একই তো আছে
There is a difference. Whenever we hover with to this each of this, look, the cursor changes to hand, right?
হ্যাঁ
So this is a new property that you learned today. So you can do this to like make a hover effect over anyone. And there is also we are going to learn today's transition. Transition is basically given so that your uh, your hovering effect looks pretty nicer. Okay, and we can give it a back, and we can give like background color. Let's give it 2.2 ease. Okay, and also this. Let's not give it like this. We just give array yaar, auto complete. No. Okay, so for this class we are going to give it a hover effect. We are writing like this: the class name colon hover and a background color of, let's give it very yellowish color. Nice. Now you can see like, oh no, it's not reading over. Wait, just a second. And we are just giving it, and it's also, it should work now. Yeah. Why we are giving here and? Because we are writing like parent child. Okay. That's why we are giving and. If we were writing it outside of this class, we shouldn't have written like this. We can just take it outside and written like this. This just grade child. Oh, now it should like that. Okay, so this given to add a transition effect, like hovering, it's changing to a different color. That's why we have given this. Okay, fine, nice. Anyone have any question until now? Any question?
কোশ্চেন করতে এবার এটা কি মানে এই জিনিসগুলোই কি ফ্রন্ট এন্ড এ ব্যবহার হয়?
Yes. These are small concepts to build a fully functional website. Okay. Just one second.
বুঝতে পারছি। হ্যালো,
হ্যালো হ্যালো, হ্যাঁ বল, কি কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল তোর?
আমার কোশ্চেন ছিল না, আমি বুঝতে পারছি, এটা ভালো লাগছে জিনিসটা,
কি বলছিস?
ইন্টারেস্টিং লাগছে, ভালো লাগছে এটা।
অবভিয়াসলি ইটস সিএসএস यार, খেলতে হবে সিএসএস এর সাথে, প্র্যাকটিস প্র্যাকটিস না করলে, if you are not doing practice regularly, it will not give you a good like